My husband asked for my kidney for his mother, then divorced me. But the plot twist is that the kidney ended up saving a tycoon who was ready to destroy my ex-husband's life. Watch karma at work. The sharp, antiseptic scent seemed to have fused with the pores of Clara's skin. For 2 weeks, she had spent her days in the corridor of this elite private hospital. She sat on a cold waiting room bench while her husband, Julian, paced before her with a haggard face. Inside the VIP suite, Beatrice Caldwell, Clara's mother-in-law, was battling end-stage renal failure. Clara. Julian's voice shattered the silence. He knelt in front of Clara's chair, gripping his wife's cold hands. Julian's eyes were red, filled with a convincing plea. The doctors say Mom doesn't have much time left. Dialysis isn't working anymore. Her heart is getting weaker. Clara swallowed, her throat dry. I know, Julian. It breaks my heart to see her like this. We can't wait on the national transplant list, Clara. That could take years, Julian urged, his grip tightened. But you're a match. The initial test last week proved your blood type and tissues are compatible. It's a miracle, honey. Clara turned her face away. This topic had been brought up 3 times in the last 2 days, and each time, the fear became more real. Losing an organ was no small matter. Julian, I'm scared, Clara whispered honestly. It's major surgery. What if there are complications? What if I can't get pregnant later? Julian let out a long, slightly harsh sigh before softening his expression again. He cupped Clara's face. Honey, listen to me. Medical technology is so advanced now. You'll be perfectly fine. And as for getting pregnant, we have plenty of time. The most important thing right now is Mom. Julian looked straight into Clara's eyes, playing his trump card. Clara, you grew up in the foster system. You always said you wanted to feel the warmth of a big family, right? Mom may have been a little hard on you, but that's just because she wanted you to be a tough daughter-in-law. This is your moment, Clara. Prove that you're not an outsider. Prove that you are one of us, part of the Caldwell family. Those words struck Clara's weakest point. Family. Since her parents died in a car crash when she was 10, Clara had lived in a long, lonely silence. Marrying Julian 2 years ago was her hope for a place to finally call home. However, Beatrice Caldwell had never truly accepted her because of Clara's modest background, a stark contrast to Julian's family, who were respected textile magnates. If I do this, Clara's voice trembled, will your mom really accept me? Of course, Julian beamed, as if a 1,000-ton weight had just been lifted from his shoulders. He kissed the back of Clara's hand repeatedly. You will be the savior of this family. Mom will love you like her own daughter. I promise, Clara. I will take care of you for the rest of my life. We will be so happy after this. The promise sounded so sweet, so intoxicating. Clara, starved for affection, finally gave a slow nod. All right, Julian, I'll donate my kidney to your mother. A triumphant smile flashed across Julian's face, though only for a second before he pulled Clara into a tight hug. Thank you, honey. You won't regret this. Clara returned the hug, unaware that behind her back, Julian's gaze was not one of love, but of someone who had just closed a difficult business deal. The administrative process moved with lightning speed, as if Julian and the hospital had prepared everything, only waiting for Clara's yes. The night before the surgery, Clara sat in a VIP administration office. Before her was a stack of medical consent forms. Julian sat beside her, while a notary and a junior surgeon waited. This is standard procedure, Mrs. Caldwell, the young doctor said. A statement that this donation is voluntary, without coercion, and without material compensation. Clara skimmed the documents, her eyes catching clauses about the risk of death and long-term complications. Her hand trembled as she held the pen. Sign here, honey. Julian pointed to the line at the bottom. And here. Oh, one more. This is an emergency rights waiver form. What's this? Clara asked, pointing to the last page, where the print was tiny. It's just a formality in case of a force majeure situation in the operating room, Julian explained quickly. For example, if there's a technical issue, the doctors have full authority to make the best decision for the safety of the international organ. Clara, physically and mentally exhausted from the series of pre-op tests, didn't argue. She just wanted this to be over. She wanted to see Beatrice's proud smile. She wanted to feel like she belonged. With a deep breath, Clara signed her name. The black ink dried, sealing her fate. The next morning, Clara was lying on a gurney, dressed in a faded green surgical gown. She was wheeled down the long corridor toward the central surgical unit. The fluorescent lights on the ceiling streaked past above her, making her dizzy. In front of the operating room doors, Julian held her hand one last time. "I love you," Julian whispered. "We'll be waiting for you in the recovery room. After this, we'll take that vacation to Europe, just the two of us." "You promise?" Clara asked weakly, the pre-op sedative starting to take effect. "I promise," Julian replied. He kissed her forehead. The kiss felt warm, the only warmth Clara felt in the chill of the hallway. The automatic doors slid open. Clara was pushed inside. The air was much colder here. The rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor was the only music. The anesthesiologist placed an oxygen mask over her face. "Count down from 10, Mrs. Caldwell." The doctor's voice sounded distant. 10, 9, 8. In the final haze of her consciousness, Clara prayed, "God, please protect me. Let this sacrifice be the glue that holds my family together." Then darkness consumed her. The pain was nothing like Clara had imagined. It wasn't just an ache. It was a fire burning in her left side. Every breath felt like the stab of a knife. Clara blinked, trying to adjust to the light in the room. She had expected to see Julian's worried face, or maybe a large bouquet of flowers, but the scene that greeted her was starkly different.